Hello everyone, Warrior Angel here and welcome back to part 10 of American McGee's Alice. In the previous episode, we finished the mental asylum level by defeating the Mad Hatter, and with the aid of the Griffin escaped to this sort of volcanic wasteland sort of place, very similar to somewhere we saw before a few episodes ago. We fought our way in through several enemies as the Griffin left us to try and gain some allies for us, or something like that. And eventually we met the Oracle, which, surprise surprise, turned out to be the Caterpillar. Didn't tell us anything new though. Basically, we had to defeat the Red Queen to restore Wonderland and wake Alice up, and use the Griffin and our other allies in order to get there. So with that said and done, we get to continue the story. I will also point out as well, as this is a multiple of 10 episodes, so it's the 10th episode, it will be an hour-long special, as you can probably tell from the video length. So I hope you guys sit back, relax, and enjoy the content for the next hour. So, while we think, right, that's done and done, let's get into this. It's one of those days, I tell you. Okay, so, we've been up here, Caterpillar was there, we need to go this way. So let's just jump up here. And up. Quick save while I remember. Can't remember what the last time I did, so I don't particularly want to hit the button by accident and realise the thing. Okay, so we're here, and what the? Why is there a house here? Okay, so we have to get up there because I can see a portal in the doorway. But why is there? Oh, okay, I remember now. Okay, so backstory reminder, guys. You may remember Alice. You know, that she is the Alice from Wonderland and Through the Looking Glass. But at the beginning of the game, you find out that her family died in this tragic house fire. So her parents and her older sister, leaving her as the only survivor, and that's sort of what sent her into this sort of catatonic state of hers, and why we're in Wonderland at the moment. So that is the family home. And if I remember right, it means now we're going to be fighting the Jabberwock. Well, I kept calling him the Jabberwocky at the beginning of the game, but no, it's the Jabberwock. And yeah, because I remember now, you have to fight him. It's like on this platform, and it's surrounded by like it seems like a house is on fire if you're inside a room. We're fighting him on a platform. I remember that. So we'll have to get over there. I think we have to go. Looks like we have to go this way to go up. Okay. So just so to introduce you a bit to the Jabberwock. Now, if you've read the books, he doesn't actually, die in the books. He doesn't actually appear in the books himself as a character, but you actually encounter him in a poem, I remember right, the Jabberwocky, which is where I got the name mixed up. And he's basically defeated in it by the Volpal Blade, if I remember right. But you do meet him in this game, although he does appear in the remake of Alice. You know, the Alice and Through the Looking Glass with Johnny Depp, and that he does appear in that. He's the monster in the first film that Alice has to kill. Oops. That Alice has to kill in order to sort of, you know, rescue the people of Wonderland from the Red Queen. So, yeah, you do see him a bit there, although he doesn't quite look like that in this game. But, yeah, the other thing I remember as well is that like as I said, some of the characters in this game represent certain aspects of Alice's psyche. So things like sadness, you know, happiness, innocence, that sort of thing. And if I remember right, the Jabberwock is supposed to represent her sense of survivor's guilt. The fact that she was the only survivor of the fire that killed her family. Oops, I'm about to die again. So, and that's the thing, guilt is a very powerful emotion, especially when you feel that, why is it that you were the one that survived and not the rest of your family? What was so special about you? Why was it you when everyone else you cared about died? And that's a very powerful emotion, and something that Alice has to overcome in order to come back to the real world, you know? So I believe that's why, because I remember this big speech anyway that he does, blaming her basically for the family dying in the fire. And yeah, it's just, we'll check it out in a second, assuming this is it, although I believe it is. I also get a chance now to show you actually this new weapon. We have had it for a while, but I haven't really used it. But it was my favourite weapon when I first played this, called the jumping jacks. So what we do, we'll get up here. Or if we can get up here, that is. Come on, Alice, it's not difficult. There. Okay, so we throw it, and all it does, it just bounces around, continuing to do loads and loads of damage. And it's a really nice weapon. It does a lot of damage. It doesn't use a lot of energy, so you can keep using it over and over again. And it's a sort of fire and forget weapon, so you can actually throw it. So, oh, there's two of them here. Okay, so in this case it didn't, because I didn't actually zoom in on the target anywhere. But now that I have, like, watch this now. And all it does is just bounces around and hits the enemy. It doesn't use a lot of damage, and it does energy, and it does a lot of damage in return. So it's a really useful weapon to do, and it allows you as well sort of hide behind here, for example, and dodge the enemies while they also get hurt as a result. So a very useful weapon. I remember using it a lot back when I was playing it the first time round, so I'm going to be relying on it again, I think, for this playthrough. So let's just quick save. And let's assume I am going to be facing the Jabberwock. If I am, I'll keep my mouth shut for the intro video that I normally have for it, and I'll see you guys after the video.
You've kept me waiting, Alice. Have you never heard that punctuality is a virtue?
You and my dentist's assistant have much in common.
You're habitually late, aren't you? Between your dim-witted daydreaming and your preemie vanity, the hours just fly by. There's barely time for anything else.
That the best you can do? Hurl second-rate insults, they don't hurt.
Your family was expecting you to come to them, weren't they? Perhaps they thought you might warn them of the danger, being close to the source as you were. But they waited in vain, didn't they? And died for their trouble.
We were all asleep. It was an accident.
You selfish, misbegotten, and unnatural child. You smelled the smoke, but you were in Dreamland taking tea with your friends. You couldn't be bothered. Your room was protected and spared, while your family upstairs roasted in an inferno of incredible horror.
Okay, so here we go. Right. So yeah, he is, as he said, he's supposed to represent her sort of guilt about what happened to her family, blaming herself for what happened. In reality, it's nothing really to do with her. You actually find out after the second game what exactly happened, which is quite something to look forward to when I eventually get around to playing it on the channel. But first of all, we need to defeat the Jabberwock. Now, you don't actually defeat the Jabberwock properly, like we don't kill him this time round. What we got, in fact, assuming I don't fall down into my death, is what it is, you have to wait for his spawn to die again. What you have to do, you have to wait for his spawn to appear. You know, the things we've been facing so far. Because what will happen then is that... Whoops, we nearly fell down again. Because I remember we had to defeat them a couple of times. There were like 2 or 3 of them we had to kill. And by doing so then, we sort of unlock the next cutscene. Which I believe... Yeah, I think the Griffin sort of comes in and helps us. Because we finally get the next piece of the Jabberwock's eye staff. Which, surprise surprise, consists of the Jabberwock's eye. Okay, so we just need to kill these guys. And we need to pick up that health pack, which is just behind him there. In fact, we do the one and now. Quick save. Stay away from the fire. Alright, where's the next one? Ah, there he comes. Oh, there's one already here. Okay. Did we kill it? No, we didn't. Now it's dead. Okay, let's just go after Daddy a second. And the cutscene should kick in, unless I have to kill another one. Ah, there we go.
Hurry, Alice. The eye staff is yours. The troops are gathered. Everything is ready. I'll deal with the Jabberwock. You are our champion. Lead us to victory in Queensland.
And there we go. Jabberwock's defeated for now. And we've got the next piece of the eye staff. This actually allows us now to use it as a weapon. And it's a very powerful weapon. A second most powerful weapon in the game. So I'll look forward to showing you guys what it's like. Oh, we're back here. Okay. Right. Okay, I'll quick save myself. Now, which button is the eye staff? No, we're going the wrong way. Just using the mouse wheel to roll through them. Here it is. Okay, so just like all the weapons in this game, it has two fire modes. So, number one, if I just use you guy, shoots his beam, and it shoots a bit of energy shooting down it in order to kill enemies. The next one, if I remember right, is quite nice. You do this. We use this. Shoots energy up into the air. And what comes up? Must come down. It's a very nice weapon, I have to admit. It does use a lot of energy though, but it's the second most powerful weapon in the game, so aren't you surprised, eh? Right. So, let's see, Oh! I just noticed it. That's Humpty Dumpty. What's he doing here? Actually, no, I remember now. There's something about him. But first of all, there's something I need to let you guys know about. Now, I've been meaning to share this for some time, but I believe I haven't done it yet. I've talked about it, but never actually done it. But since it's the 10th episode, I'll do it now. So, in the comments, you'll find one that's been pinned. I thought there was something here. It's the same as before, you know? But yeah, you may remember you see in the comments that I've left two sort of links down there. And I recommend, if you're interested in finding out more about the world of Alice in that, to check them out. The first one is a link to the Alice wiki page. And in particular, this part which actually came with the original game, I've been told. Although I've never actually seen it myself. I came across it on the wiki page and sort of was reading it. I've got quite interested. And what it is, it's a series of diary entries from the chap that's actually the psychologist in charge of Alice at the asylum. So you get to read about his entries, and you can it gives you a glimpse really into what's going on in the real world while Alice is sort of in Wonderland at the moment. So you just see it talks about her behaviour, what the doctor's been trying to do to sort of make her better and things like that. And in particular, you find out the cat that's supposed to represent the Cheshire Cat in the game, what that family cat is actually still about. And you also see representations of, the things in her real life that sort of appear in the game then. So for example, there's the Treadle brothers, Tweedledee and Tweedledum. They're actually, in the game, representations of I believe it's the sort of warden or the guy in charge of the asylum's nephews. They're both supposed to be orderlies. They're bumbling buffoons that sort of aren't really nice to Alice. They don't feed her, and they, sort of are really nasty to her. They're very simple, a bit simple-minded, shall we say. But they're the people who Alice sort of sees in her inner world of Wonderland here as the Treadle brothers. So just a bit of interesting reading for you. I completely recommend checking it out if you want to see a bit more about the backstory in that of Wonderland. There's something else as well, but first I want to show you something, because I remember this. There's actually two things we're supposed to be able to do with Humpty Dumpty, because it's very important he's here, in fact. Number one, I think we can actually do this. This might be a bit mean though. We can actually come on here. If I remember right, we're supposed to be able to jump on his head and just make him go ouch. Oh, I'm actually a bit disappointed you can't do that. Okay. The second thing though is actually this. You might notice this. This is actually a button, a brick sticking out. So if we go over here, we can push it in. And what it does, it actually opens up a doorway down here. And the reason why we want this open is because this is going to give us the most powerful weapon in the game. Where is it? Here. The blunderbuss.
A blunderbuss in the hands of a blockhead is a catastrophe waiting to happen. You're not a dunderhead, but exercise great care.
Okay, so what this is, I can show you here. Basically, it's an old rifle thing, and it's known as a blunderbuss. You can see it often in TV shows and cartoons and that, but basically it's an old-fashioned gun with a very big entrance bit, and it does a lot of damage. In fact, this can kill groups of enemies in one hit, but it needs a complete full energy bar to use it, and it will take out all your energy. So you should only use it when you have to, but it is a very effective way of dealing with enemies, loads of enemies in one time. So we'll try and use it at some point, but I'm not going to rush to do it now. But okay, so we can't go down there, but what we need to do is actually go this way. Because now that we've got the Jabberwock's eye staff, we can actually go to the Majestic Maze and continue now with the rest of the game. So first of all, I'll tell you what actually. Do I want to show you on here? No, we'll use the eye staff for now. Come on, I want to use the weapon. There we go. Easy done. But yeah, the second thing that I wanted to share with you guys in the comments is actually another link to a few extra bonus goodies. I might have mentioned this before, but there was a thing that came out. I thought it was going to be a game, but Spicy Horse Productions, the people that made the sequel to this, Madness Returns, with American McGee himself, they put together a Kickstarter because they were originally going to be making a sequel to Madness Returns, the second game. They did have... I think they were originally going to make it an MMO, which didn't really work. I don't think that not many people were happy about it, because the premise was, after the events of the second game, Alice was able to sort of unlock her psyche so she can actually go to other people's sort of inner worlds. Well, the game called it Other Lands, but they're basically other people's versions of Wonderland. They're in a psyche. And it's quite an interesting concept, and I really wish they made it into a game. But what they did instead, they made it into a series of sort of short animation films. They're only like 7-10 minutes long. But down in the thing you can find a playlist of 2 videos by the guy that was actually the mind behind the game, American McGee himself. You can find the 2 of them, Leviathan and Night at the Opera. And there's also another link then underneath that, which basically just lets you download the sort of artwork, and that came free, which was going to be originally released to people that did the Kickstarter. But you can download the digital content for free, and it's legit if you're worried about that sort of thing. But yeah, it's just got loads of like the backgrounds of things, it's got scripts and things, and it's completely free. But if you're interested in seeing, finding out more about the world of American McGee's Alice and that, there's links I recommend checking out. So I thought I'd just share with you guys while I remember them. So, with all that said and done, we need to get through here it seems. So we've got some red guards up here. Let's switch back to my jacks a second. Okay, so the red jacks should actually be pretty easy if they're the ones that we've been facing before. Although I do remember they get upgraded at some point. Like we just saw like the black card, instead of just trying to attack us, it was actually shooting rockets at us. And that guy on the left that actually looks bigger than the one up there. Although that could just be the fact that one's closer. Let's have a look. No, that's bad. Okay. Okay, so it can shoot... I tried dodging that and it's actually just... Okay, so unless we're actually hiding behind something, I think that they're like basically homing missiles. That is going to be very annoying to deal with. Okay, let's... Oh, that was close. Okay. Oh god, we have these jumping jacks. Christ, they do a lot of damage as well. Okay, we just have to keep an eye out for... Okay, we'll want to do one more attack. Hide behind the corner. Like I said, these are really useful fire and forget weapons because you can literally just throw them and then just hide behind a wall or something like that and let them do their work. Unless it's something like this, where we can't actually reach the guy. Okay, but I think that's just one of the normal card guards that we first faced at the game, so it should be fairly easy to eliminate. There we go, in fact. Okay, so we've got this wall now, and I believe we need to use the Jabberwock staff to knock it down. I'll get it ready, but do we need... Let's just get a bit closer so I can actually use it first. Oh.
Only the Jabberwock's eye staff can pry them open.
Okay, well, you heard the man. Let's do this. There we go. That was nice and easy, wasn't it? So here we go now into the majestic maze. But we're coming into the final parts of the game now. We're in sort of the final sections of it, so to speak. I believe there's still quite a few levels to get through. We have to face the Jabberwock again, I remember. And that, but we're into the final sort of home stretch now. The final sort of third of the game. So we just have to face our way through this maze first. Okay, let's just... I suppose wide is as good as any. Here we go. Dodge these. Okay, that's one down. Crap. Okay. Just do... Try and kill us off quickly. There we go. Alright, one more. At least these guys are a lot more easier to dodge. There we go. The thing I do remember at the end of this maze, I remember that you have to use the stopwatch we picked up. Oh crap. We have to use the stopwatch that we picked up earlier, thanks to the Hatter. It's the thing that allows us to sort of freeze time. In fact, I don't think I've had a chance to use it yet. But use it in a second, assuming I don't get killed by the Jabberwock here. Like that. Okay. That's a handy place to have saved it. Okay. Facts. Let's switch back to this. So we know what's going on, but where is it? It's the blunderbuss. Ah, this is it. So yeah, we got the stopwatch thing that should allow us to sort of freeze enemies. If I just do this. So there we go, we can do things like that. So we've got like the timer going down in the bottom right corner that sort of decides for us, okay, we've got so much time until we basically have to defeat these enemies. Look how easy this is, we can just dodge through. There's already one on its way up there. Okay. We just have to be a bit careful because of all these enemies that we've got lying around here. That's the thing about this level from what I remember. There's a lot of enemies, so crowds of enemies you have to defeat in order to get through it. Okay, let's just get through. Right, crap. Okay, let's try that again. But at least you had a chance to see what the stopwatch was like, eh? Okay, back to these. Right. It's that one. And we'll keep an eye out for the Jabberwock this time. The Jabberwock spawn, because they were just really annoying to try and deal with, as well as all the cards shooting down at us and that. Ah, there we go. Thanks, mates. You made things a lot easier for me. It's two. And that's three. Okay. Let's get ready now to deal with the Jabberwock spawn. There we go, that's one. That's two. In fact, I'll tell you what, switch over to this. Okay, we should be able to at least do some damage to these things. before the timer goes to 0. There we go, that's one dead. That's both of them dead, excellent. Like I said, we're going to be facing a lot of enemies and very sort of crowds of enemies in this level, what I remember, so it's going to be very useful for us to be able to use our stopwatch when we need to in order to sort of help with crowd control. Okay, let's see, we came from this way, so I presume if we took a left we would come out that way. Let's just pop down here instead. Okay, anything here? 1, 2. Okay, let's just allow you to die. Sorted. Come on. Right. There you go. One of the little facts I quite like about it is the fact that they actually give you the ball still. Like, I never played this as a kid, apart from when I think my parents did as a laugh, you know? But I think, because it's a lot older than I am anyway, this game. But what it is basically sort of, something like you have to throw the ball up in the air and pick up these jacks, the things that we're throwing around. You have to see how many of them you sort of pick up in one go before and then catch the ball as well. So you're only allowed to sort of throw the ball so high up, so you can't just like chuck it up as high as you can. But you're supposed to chuck it up, try and grab as many of them as you can, and then catch it again before it hits the ground. If it does, then you sort of lose out or something like that. I'm not sure. Like I said, it's nothing I ever played myself as a child, but which way to go next? Tell you what. I can hear something moving around. Okay, let's just quick save. What we'll do, we'll go down there. Let's take this. It might come in handy. It's annoying though that it's actually sort of counting down right now. And I can't actually move at all. So it's sort of counting down for no reason. There we go. Okay. Alright, so let's see, there's a portal here. Can we use it? No. Okay. Just keep running through then. Oh, crap. Oh, crap. Okay. Oh, jeez. Okay, can we... Not too much. Okay. Let's try that again, in fact. Remind me as well, there's something, speaking of the links, like I said, one of them leads to like the art book and the music and that you can download for free. And if you read the art book, it actually gives you a few glimpses into sort of some of the choices of things like the outfits, like mainly for the second game, Madness Returns. But there is actually something quite relevant even to this game about her outfits. Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay, I'll tell you what. I know what we're going to use. We need this. There we go. Sorted. Like I said, it takes a lot of energy up, pretty much all your energy to do it, but look how much damage it did. It basically wiped everyone out in front of us very easily. But yeah, I'll talk about it in a second, but it's just something about her outfit that I learned, which I thought was quite an interesting thing to learn about. Okay, let's go around here. Where are you? Ah! Come on, we can do this. We just need to kill him off. There There you go, that's one. Alright. No, I haven't got enough energy, unfortunately, now to use the blunderbuss. Alright. Just keep using these for the moment, they should do the job just as well. Okay, there's another one dead. Okay, come and get it. Okay, we killed that one as well. Excellent. Okay, I just need to kill you off. Okay, so that's everyone dead. Right, what I'm going to do now is, I'm actually going to just wait a second here, because I want the camera to shift around so it sort of faces the front of Alice. Because I just want to show you something that I picked up thanks to that art book. That sort of represents things, because something that I never really realised was, and it's mainly in Madness Returns, but when you see sort of the artwork and even the design choice for the costume for Alice, you notice the fact that she's got these symbols on her dress. So if you wait a second, you'll see them on the pockets on the front. And she's also got like a necklace as well, which I never really thought about before. I just thought they were sort of random artwork choices. But in fact, they're supposed to be very deliberate. So if you're looking at now, for example, see on her pockets on the bottom part of the apron, you got the one on our left, which looks like a circle with a cross on top of it. That is supposed to be represent Aries, and that's the ruler of strife and discord. And the one on the other side is Jupiter, which is representative of the mind rising above the horizon of matter. It's supposed to represent a very key part of her development during this game, and even in the next game as well. And the funny thing as well is that her necklace is actually supposed to be the symbol for Omega, sort of the end of the journey. So it's supposed to be sort of maybe a fantasy desire about what she wants to achieve at the end of her own journey. And it's supposed to be a very personal thing for her, because it's a necklace I believe she wears throughout the games. So yeah, just another random fact for you guys. 4 of them sometimes, I'll tell you. Alright. Okay, I remember this bit. Okay, we don't want... If I don't do this right, what will happen is this. There's a child, one of the ones that have been sort of, you know, getting treated for their psychoses by typical Victorian methods. And he's holding down a switch that keeps a gate open, or like a doorway. And if you run up to it, he will basically run off through a portal, and you can't get to this big one in front. So you need to go through the portal, and it takes you back to that red one where we passed earlier. That's, I think, yeah, it's the only one we met, isn't it? So yeah, what we need to do then is this. So we're going to quick save, just in case I'm wrong. We're going to freeze time. So we went through here. Yeah, see that boy? If we just run up here, what would happen? He would run off the switch, run through this portal, and you can see where this gate would have closed if we just let him do it. So now what we would have to do is go through the portal, fight our way back here in order to do the same thing again. There we go. So just like that, we managed to get through. And let's get ready for the next part. Airborne Terror.
Ride the thermal drafts like a gyre falcon.
Thank you, Cheshire. I actually remember this level as being kind of fun, just because you'd get to fly around a lot. Like, because Alice has got this ability thanks to her skirt that you can just do this, and we don't get to use it an awful lot. So this level basically allows you to, you have to do this in order to get all the way around, and you have to face these things. Come on, you gonna hit him for me? Fine, let's just do it the old way. There we go. They are slightly annoying to deal with though if you want to use the jacks, because they rely on things to bounce around on, but there's not much of those with the big gaps like this. So we just have to keep an eye out and try and rely on our trusty knife otherwise. Like so. Two. Without falling over the edge in the process. There we go. Quite surprised though I didn't take any damage from it. Maybe it's just I was lucky to be far away enough. Okay, any more to deal with? No. Okay. Next bunch of vents. Oh! Okay, didn't realise that. Right. So I have to watch out for... Sometimes then it looks like they're going to shoot out the side. So we can get to here, for example. Wait for it. There we go. And some more here. Okay. Almost there. Perfect. Any more of these boomers? Missed. We'll try the jacks again, just because if they can hit some of the time, at least it's going to help out, isn't it? It's a lot more reliable than my knife work seems to be at this moment. Oh, that nearly sent us back. There we go. Sorted. Okay. Any more to deal with? No. Okay. Yes, but we managed to fly over here, get past it. There we go. They're going to come in here? No. Okay. Switch over to these. Alright, big portal there. Other portal down there. Here they come. Down we go. Right. There you are. Okay, that's one dead. There was another one, wasn't there? There was two of them. There he is. Okay, that's one. One last hit. There we go. It's only a shame that this level isn't that long. It's actually fairly short. I kind of miss it because it's a fun little level just to be able to go around, jumping along the things, you know, the vents. There we go. But we get more difficult levels to get through later. And it also seems a bit like a random one to actually come across. You know, like we're supposed to be on our way to fight the Queen, and yet here we are in a, you know, sort of factory sort of place with all this lava flying about, you know? Right. So much for that. Okay, one more hit. There we go. Okay, over the vents we go, but I don't just jump off to our death. Okay, let's just keep an eye out for those breather things over there. And make sure we don't sort of overshoot when we're floating. Because we could very easily just sort of overshoot and go in off the edge instead. So there we go, land on there. Right. Is you gone? Okay, can we jump down there or do we need to... Yeah, we need to go along here. Okay, float up to the next one. Next one. There we go. Just get us straight through here. And through the portal. So, Mystifying Madness. What's this? Oh, another maze level? Bloody hell. Okay. Let's go back to the jacks now that we can actually in an environment to use it. Oh, Jesus. Okay. Oh, and it's one of those as well. Right. Jacks, please. There we go. So, these are actually surprisingly quite useful against these things, because all it's just doing is just bumping on his head the entire time, which is his main weakness. And you're dead as well. Excellent. I just saw a card running off as well. Let's keep an eye out for that. Which direction did you run off to, mate? Ah, there you are. Come on. There we go. Right. So, what's down here? Apart from all of these cards. Again, sometimes with the jacks they do weird things like that. Just there, they got stuck. All of them got stuck behind there, so they weren't really any use just then. Right. So there, keep doing damage to them, kill them off. That's number one. And number two. Okay, is there something... I'm trying to remember. Because it looks like we can jump down into the water here, but is it going to be much use to us if we do? I'll tell you what, we'll quick save now. Let's just jump down and see. Okay, if I remember right, we can actually kill those little fish things in like one hit by throwing the knife at them. So we just have to make sure to do that. There we go. Just make sure we use the right spots. Okay, let's just get through quickly. Okay, air bubble. Alright, let's just kill him off. There we go. Alright, let's go down here next. Ah, I see you. There we go. Right. Let's pick up the health while I remember. We're running around getting attacked by these fish things and it hasn't actually done much good for us. Okay, jump out a second so we get some air. Oh, come on. What is that noise? This is some enemies about that we're just not hearing, so you can just hear them going, oh! Yeah. Okay. There's a thing down here now. Let's go down here. Okay. So it looks like we have to come down here maybe, but it's closed off at the moment. And it doesn't look like we can... Okay, we'll have to just bear that in mind. Let's head back out this way then. These guys seem to be constantly respawning. Let's get you out for some fresh air. Let's just swim over here a second. Okay. Ah, that's why I was hearing voices, because you got the card guards over here. And the fish things are going to be shooting acid things at us as well. Okay. Kill you guys off quickly. Alright. There we go. I have a feeling this level is going to be very annoying. If it's, well, unless it's going to be a bit quicker to get through than the other one. I have a feeling, I think we got lucky with that, so I'm not sure. I was presuming we were going the right way because of the fact that we've got it closed off and that, but... Come on. Alright, it's one. Two. Oh crap. Right, let's try and eliminate this. Okay, come on. There we go. That's the first one gone. So annoying now, these things have to get more powerful, don't they? Don't just stay at the simple guards that try to take a swing at us, take one hit, like 2 hits to kill. Come on, we can do this. One more hit. There we go. I don't know why I keep saying here we go every time that I've killed someone in this game. It just seems to be happening this episode. Not sure why. I'll have to remember to stop doing it. Okay. Alright, let's go up here. So, wouldn't surprise me though if I've just been doing all of this and find out we've been going completely the wrong way, you know? Yay. And jump. Here's this level. Okay, let's just quick save a second and pop back down. Just so we can see where it is this bit is. Ah, we've been here before. Because it just leads back here. Okay, let's just quick load back. Might as well take advantage of this sort of thing, eh? Right. Okay, so I presume there's something we need to find around that allows us to sort of open up the... Alright, how did we get that through this bit again? Went through here, wasn't it? Yeah. So we must have to do something in order to, I don't know, open the gate or pump out all the water or something like that, just so we can get through to the next bit, but I'm not entirely sure what. Alright, we've already worked our way through this bit. Okay, let me see. Yeah, oh, lever. Okay, let's see what happens to this now. Okay. Oh, crap. It's the robot guards. I hate those things. Okay, let's get out of here. Luckily, we've already been this way, so I don't have to worry about facing any more enemies. Or at least I hope not. But we've opened the gates. We should be able to get through now and carry on with the next level, which is good because we only got like 5 minutes of this episode left. Alright, let's go this way. I'll tell you what, actually, quick save. Just jump down here. If we can get through to the next level, I'll be pretty happy, because then we can just sort of... Why are we stuck? There we go. Pick up air bubbles. Okay, let's do this. Christ, it must be difficult to do this. I mean, swimming in clothes in general is very difficult just because you've got all the extra pressure from the, waiting out and the fact that your clothes are soaking up the water. But trying to do this in, like, 1820s Victorian garb with petticoats and everything, that must be torture. Okay, let's just kill you off. Crap. Can I not hide behind... No, I can't. Right. Thanks for telling me, computer. Okay. Actually, tell you what, let's hide back... Oh. Let's kill you off. Any more enemies to worry about? Just the guards, okay. Right. Come on in. Right. I guess one down. One more left to go. Okay, we'll just pick up these health packs. And I think actually, guys, this is going to be a very good place to end the episode. So we managed to work our way through a couple of the levels now. We defeated the Jabberwock. We got it into the mystical maze and that, which is on the way to Queensland, where the Red Queen herself resides. And we're just working our way now through the second part of the maze. I can't remember how many more mazes we have to work through in order to get into the next bits, but I believe it's not going to be too long. Maybe another couple of episodes. Another level or two, I think, until we have to face the Jabberwock again. But we'll have to see what happens. But until then, guys, I hope you enjoyed the episode. Thank you very much for watching, and I shall see you next time. Goodbye for now.